Cool, it's working. Ugh, all my cords are tangled. Perfect. All right. Why does it look like this? Why is this? Okay, there we go. I was just say why that looks weird. All right. My ears. No thanks. Path, camera path, straight to camera. So Shift A, curve, and then path. Refer. What? Interesting. How's this thing work? All right. Let's see. Do this. Back a bit. That's fine. The way it's facing is fine. Right. Okay. Well, first, I need to actually get this thing going up and around the tower. There we go. It's gonna be an easy way to make it go up and around and to curve. I guess that's a start. I should not think about it. Hold on. Delete this. Better way to do that. Probably have a second camera. Then, oh, let's see. So Shift A. Camera. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. No. No. All right. So we want to add a constraint. Let's see. Pivots. Buggy. Okay. This. Then. So you know, hold on. Wait, hold on. It's also the Blender Guru's thing. I can remember. Hold on. How did he do it? Oh, that reminds me. Hold on. Let's see. I'll do it later. I'll probably forget, but you know, it's fine. You know what I mean?
at the end, right? It's an excuse to learn about keyframing. Well, the basics of animation is really simple. If you go to the bottom of your screen, if you're in layout at the layout at the top, we can drag up on this divider here, and you can see we've got a timeline, which if I click and drag across is currently doing nothing because there is no animation. So if we pull out, right, I'm just going to do a really simple animation to show you don't have to follow this because this is a different animation than what we're going to do. Animation is really simple. You select the object that you want to apply a keyframe to, and then you hit I for insert keyframe, and you get this like scary looking menu. Apparently they're going to change this eventually, but for now you would place a keyframe on what it is you're planning to animate. So in this case, it's the location, right? So I want to move the camera, location. Then I change my frame count to be the frame I want it to end at. Then I move the object how I want it to move, right there. And then I add another keyframe, and then say location. And now, as I play it back, which I can do by hitting spacebar, you can see that the camera is moving. Haha, look at us. Right? A very simple camera move. Now, I don't actually want that though, so I'm going to delete those keyframes. Easier. So what we need to add is, first of all, I want to think, what do I want to be the center of it? What do I want to be, where do I want that pivot object? So I think, somewhere roughly in the middle of these donuts. So right here, I'm going to hold down Shift and then right click, and that's going to put my 3D cursor right where I've put it. And now to add an object, Shift A, and I'm looking for empty. So an empty, I mean, if you're familiar with other creative tools, you probably already know, but it's just something, it's similar to a null object in After Effects, etc. It's just something that's going to be in the 3D viewport that won't be rendered, okay? A number of options here. It doesn't matter which one you choose. You can go plain axes, and then if you went to the options here, the data, you could change the display here to what we saw before. But this is just like a different display object, right? Depending on what you're looking for. I think the sphere is actually the most useful. It's way too big currently, so I'm going to change the size to be something about that. And there we go. Okay, so now what we need to do is we want to parent our camera to this new empty object. So select the camera first, then shift select that new empty that we've just created, and then I'm going to hit Control P and then set parent object keep transform, just like what we did with the icing and the donut. So now you should see, if you select that empty, and as I rotate it around, the camera will rotate with it. And if you look through the camera with numpad 0 and then just double tap R, you can see that I can trackball rotate around it. Okay. And you can see this is like way more flexible for what we want. We want the camera to be focused on one.
Okay, let's see. In that case. Also, we need to move this camera back. Are we gonna adjust the properties of this camera? Hold on. Actually, hold on. I just realized. That tower camera. That's perfect, actually. All right. Good day. Oh. Good day, mate. Be this like. Wait, or maybe I can change the property of the camera. better capture the. Yeah, so the focal length is out more. Then I have it closer. Yeah, I can have the camera be closer while still be able to capture the sides of the tower. Like 15. That's perfect. Actually, this is perfect. Stretch. Oh, fudge. We're gonna put shift 8 empty. Probably sphere. It needs to be really big. So when I have it in the middle of this, it's easy to select. That's perfect, actually. Now I just need to. Wait, no, that's fine. Yeah, put that there. It's fine. It's not letting me scale it down anymore. You know what? Shift A. Empty. Pushing it just a bit so it's not so excessive. Okay, that's perfect. Go. This camera, right? Okay, it's this camera that I want. All right. P for that, and then try this. Then P. Control P. Right.
What we need to do is we want to parent our camera to this new empty object. So select the camera first, then shift select that new empty that we've just created, and then I'm going to hit Control P.
Yep. All right.
And then set parent object keep transform, just like what we did.
All right. Oh, I need to redo that then. Keep transform there. All right. So now if I move this up. Yes. All right. We're getting somewhere. Oh. All right. Let's go this.
Now let's switch to camera view. Press numpad 0 to switch to camera view. As you can see, we switched to the first camera view because the first camera is set as active camera in the scene. We need to set the second camera as active camera. To do that, select the second camera, right-click, and set active camera. Now we are watching the scene from the second camera view.
Cool. Look at him go.
Let's set the focal length and viewport opacity values for the second camera. We can also switch the active camera during the animation. To do this, go to the first frame. In the timeline editor, go to marker menu and add marker. Then select the first camera, go to marker menu and bind camera to markers. After that, go to frame 300 and add a new marker. Select the second camera, go to marker menu, and bind camera to markers. Go to the first frame, press numpad 0 to switch to camera view, and play the animation.
Oh.
As you can see, the active camera switched to second camera at frame 300. We can also hide the armature, camera, and path in the viewport.
All right, that's good. Okay, that's perfect. All right. Oh, did I not keep the thing for this? Hold on. Let's see. Oh, did I not keep the animation for also hang on. I see. Okay, so I have to pay attention to when I'm doing stuff to the timeline. All right. God damn, you look sexy. Look at those rims, those accents. Look so good. Oh, all that work was so worth it. Here's the skin. All right. Let's go to camera tower. Let's see. I'm assuming I can move these back. 260. Oh, can I not extend the thing? Oh wait, sorry. Hmm. Hang on. Crud. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's here. All right, so like on frame, say 100. what camera is this? Hold on, wait. What camera is this then? Oh, is that the camera for Arceus? No, he has his own camera. I don't know what that camera is then. Get rid of it. What? What? Oh, because I have that. Right, right. Arceus. This will be the climbing tower camera. 80. Go to 100. Now I want the camera. Hold on, let's see. There we go. That's right. All right. All right. Right. Ah, I see. How do I do that again? Let's see.
With the icing and the donut. So now you should see, if you select that empty, and as I rotate it around, the camera will rotate with it. And if you look through, slow movement. So first of all, this angle, this look that we've got right here, is where we want the final reveal to be. So this is where I want the end point, the end keyframe of my animation to be. So you can make your animation as long as you want. I think about 160 frames is about right for this sort of the speed of this animation. So on frame 160 there, you can see it's also mentioned there. I'm going to, with my empty selected, not my camera, I'm going to hit I, and then not select location like I did before, but rotation, because we're going to be just rotating.
Right. All right. Oh, I did add a keyframe. Hold on. And ask me what kind of one. Oh, that's fine. So add I. Wait, do I do Control I? No, that's Control Shift I? I have no idea. Sure hope it's working the way it's supposed to be, because I have no freaking idea. Oh, I need this at 100 as well. I'm going to do this until the camera is up and level with Arceus, so. Perfect. frame. Let's say 200. What? Wait, what? Why did it do that? Alright, so now if I do this. Perfect. They're in that frame, 100 to 200. Select the camera. At where it's one where it's kind of like rotating around the tower as it's going up. Gene, why? No. R and Y. No. Hang on, let's see.
So I think, somewhere roughly in the middle of these donuts. So right here, I'm going to hold down Shift and then right click, and that's going to put my 3D cursor we've got right here is where we want the final reveal to be. So this is where I want the end point, the end keyframe of my animation to be. So you can make your animation as long as you want. I think about 160 frames is about right for this sort of the speed of this animation. So on frame 160 there, you can see it's also mentioned there. I'm going to, with my empty selected, not my camera, I'm going to hit I and then not select location like I did before, but rotation, because we're going to be just rotating that pivot point, not changing its position. So rotation. Then I'm going to go to the first frame, which I could do by clicking and dragging, or Shift left arrow will jump you to the first frame, or you can click these little, I don't know what you call that button, jump to end point. You can do that as well. And now that I'm here, I'm going to rotate this along not the tilt axis, which it is by default, but the X axis. Aha, right. So now you can see we are doing that exact move we want. And in the top left-hand corner, you can see the exact number of degrees. And I'm going to go with exactly minus 90.
Wait, let's okay. Let's see. Camera's not. How is he getting to do that?
Like I did before, but rotation, because we're going to be just rotating that pivot point, not changing its position.
Okay.
So rotation.
Keyframe, and then we add. So wait, what is he pushing to add that keyframe?
Not my camera.
Why is it not giving me an option to choose what kind of keyframe I'm adding? It doesn't make any sense. Like, maybe there's a setting I'm supposed to have turned on, but I don't know. It's fine, we'll figure it out. But yeah, it's turned that off. Oh. It's not let me. It's like, bruh. Oh. No, what? How am I gonna... Hello, Avif? Is that how you pronounce it? I can't remember. I'm sorry. Hello. Let's see. Hold on. I want this to rotate. Well, no, okay. Okay, good. I'm glad. All right. Okay. It's perfect. But I need to rotate this around, like, it's a pivot point. Scale, no, move. Rotate. That's, no, wait, what? Why is it not? Oh. So, G and then X? No? What? That's not working. Okay. It's gotta be. It's fine.
Rotation, because we're going to be just rotating that pivot point, not changing its position. So rotation. Then I'm going to go to the first frame, which I could do by clicking and dragging, or shift left arrow will jump you to the first frame, or you can click these little I don't know what you call that button, jump to end point. You can do that as well. And now that I'm here, I'm going to rotate this along not the tilt axis, which it is by default, but the X axis.
I'm not dumb, but I'm definitely forgetful. I also need to rotate this while I'm having it move. No? Bro, why won't you do anything? So I can get you to move, which is good. But I also need you to maybe add another keyframe? Does it let me change what kind of keyframe? That's the real annoying thing. Would I just... No. Keyframe type? Oh, no. No. I'm watching 2 live streams right now. Oh, okay. What's the other live stream you're watching? How do I make this spin? It's annoying. I really want this to rotate the camera to spin around the tower while having it will go up, but I can't figure it out. And doing this does literally nothing. Like, bro, what am I doing? Come on, please. What am I... Why would you move the way I want? I wanted to move like that, but I can't even get it to turn around. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What if I... Bro. Shift A. Let's add curve circle. It doesn't want to scale out at all. All right. Well, maybe I should do that. Yeah, that'd probably be a better idea. All right, let's get rid of that. Come on. Now I gotta delete that and make another one because it doesn't work the way I want. Wait, what? Control A? What? What? Oh, so it's Control A instead of Control I or A. Whatever. Or path. No. Wait, maybe? No. Shift A. Would it work with a circle? No, I doubt it. Why is this? Okay, bro. Watch you make. I'm trying to make a. I'm trying to make this camera right here. Climb the tower while rotating around it, and I can get it to climb up the tower, but I can't get it to rotate in a half circle, which is really frustrating. I'm just trying to figure out how, but it's like nothing I do seems to want to work. It's like I'm just losing it right now. I don't know why the keyframes. I don't know why the keyframes aren't working for me right now. Because when I press I to add a keyframe, it just adds a it doesn't allow me to choose what type of keyframe I'm adding. Even though when I watch someone else's tutorial, no, I don't want that. It's not letting me do that. Watch.
If you wanted to do something snazzy, in our case, we're going to do a nice, simple, slow movement. So first of all, this angle, this look that we've got right here is where we want the final reveal to be. So this is where I want the end point, the end keyframe of my animation to be. So you can make your animation as long as you want. I think about 160 frames is about right for this sort of the speed of this animation. So on frame 160 there, you can see it's also mentioned there.
Yeah.
I'm going to, with my empty selected, not my camera, I'm going to hit I, and then not...
You're empty selected, not the camera. Oh. What? Wait, I was adding an empty. It's like, hold on, let's add an empty. Make it a circle. Plain old circle. And then with my empty selected, if I press I, it just adds a default keyframe. It doesn't let me choose what type or anything. Which is like, why? That doesn't make any sense. What am I doing wrong? It's frustrating. So it's like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's fine. Just figure it out, I guess. Like I could just make a. It's like I'm thinking, oh, maybe if I add a track and trace it in a circle around, that would work. But that's not. There's no way to get a smooth, perfect circle. I could try, but it's not going to be very easy. Edit mode. No, I want to eat for extrude. There's no way to make it go in a neat curve or circle. Like how the other tutorial do it? Oh, path constraint. Like, let's see.
Mobile games are going big.
I don't care.
Camera constraints for this. First of all, let's add a curve. Go to Add Menu, Curve, and Add Path. Press numpad 7 to switch to top view. Rotate the path 90 degrees. Press Tab key to switch to edit mode. Select this control point, hit the E key, and extrude. You can edit the curve as you wish.
Okay, so I guess it's just gonna. Oh, I see. Curves naturally, but
The direction.
Okay, so it's not as difficult as I'm making it out to be. All right, it's fine. So grab that. Give parent to that. Extrude around this thing. And I need to keep it at the same. Hold on. I need to keep it locked to the axis. No, I don't want to delete. I want to E for extrude. But hold on. Let's see. No. It'd be on the X-axis, right? Or something. E. X. Yep. All right. E again. Along the Y-axis. No, let's go more along the X-axis again. I can't freaking see what I'm doing. EX. EY. You know, let's. No, Control C. EY. Right here. And then EX again. EY. EY. EX. There. It's the most shoddy circle I've ever seen, but you know what? No, I don't want. Yeah, look at that. It's not. It's so not smooth around at all. I guess maybe I don't know. Maybe if I pull these out more. Nope. C, G, then Y. maybe? I don't know. G, then Y. This was convoluted. This is no. This is horrible. This is not gonna work. No, no, no. I don't know how to do it. Something is not working for me right now, and it's making this way more difficult than it should be. Or maybe I'm not understanding something. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. Let's make it empty. Let's make it a sphere. Put this in the tower. Going to that. Control P. Parent the object while keeping the transform. Now I want to make this. Doesn't want to rotate. Why does it not want to rotate? He's able to make it rotate.
Not select location like I did before, but rotation, because we're going to be just rotating that pivot point, not changing its position. So rotation. Then I'm going to go to the first frame, which I could do by clicking and dragging, or shift left arrow will jump you to the first frame, or you can click these little, I don't know what you call that button, jump to end point. You can do that as well. And now that I'm here, I'm going to rotate this along not the tilt axis,
see,
which it is by default, but
how is he doing that? Like, what am I doing? Nothing happens. Oh, I have this selected. Nothing happens. What am I doing wrong? Yeah, yeah. I don't know why Blender is being difficult today. This. Why? Why is it not working? Because pressing I to add a keyframe doesn't do anything. See, it doesn't allow me to choose what kind of keyframe it is. Like, what the hell? Oh my god, I'm gonna lose it. Add I for keyframe, yeah? This is because this is where it's gonna start. So I don't know. Add I for keyframe. So like why? Why? I'm not doing anything differently, so why is it not working? It's just frustrating. Control? Oh, no. Selects everything. Shift I, Shift A. No. Control A. Oh. Is it really that? Is it? Why is it Control A? Why am I? Maybe it's because they updated Blender recently. That's why it's changed. Let's see. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't let me change the rotation of this thing at all. I don't know anymore. Begin development group, yeah. Okay, maybe I need to move the coop. Do this first. Then Control A. No, that's not adding a keyframe. That's just applying a rotation. That does. Maybe if I do it down here. Control A doesn't do anything. Shift A doesn't do anything. Control I doesn't do anything. Shift I doesn't do anything. I adds a keyframe. But it doesn't let me select what kind. Why? What am I doing differently from this person right now?
X-axis. Aha, right. So
What
now
am I doing
flow
different?
movement. So first of all, this angle, this look that we've got right here is where we want the final reveal to be. So this is where I want the end point, the end keyframe of my animation to be. So you can make your animation as long as you want. I think about 160 frames is about right for this sort of the speed of this animation. So
Playback
on frame 160.
Is that what I have? Playback keying, yeah.
There, you can see it's also mentioned there.
I'm going to. Do I need to be in that tab for whatever reason? No, I am in that tab. I still don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
With my empty selected, not my camera, I'm going to hit I, and then
with the empty selected, hit I. That doesn't do anything. It just adds a keyframe. It doesn't bring up that pop-up menu for the for what kind of keyframe I want. Why? What am I doing differently? Do I need to edit the keyframe here? There's nothing that lets me tell me what type I want it to be. No, there's literally nothing. There is nothing at all. What am I doing? I just want simple camera movements. That seems like a really simple ask. Yeah, I can't seem to get this one simple thing to work right. What am I doing wrong? Like this is why I hate problems like this. I get flustered because I don't understand what I'm doing wrong, yet I know I'm doing something wrong. No matter how much I try to figure it out, it's like it's not letting me. Oh, okay, you know what? Fine. This. Okay, yeah, no, I didn't just click that and then start typing for no reason. Alright, whatever. Now I'm getting triggered. Or tilted. Keyframe to find. I'll watch a tutorial on keyframes if I have to. I have 3 different tutorials open. 2 months, 2 years. Up to 3.
Welcome back to the channel, and today I have a beginner's tutorial showing you guys how to use keyframes in Blender. Now, I'll just quickly mention, just in case you have no idea what keyframes are. Essentially, in Blender or any 3D software, you have a timeline where your frames update. That is essentially giving you animation. But keyframes are things we can add to certain values. Like in this case, I have these location, rotation, and scale transforms here. They tell Blender where something is in 3D space and how it's positioned, how it's rotated. And we can come here and add keyframes. We can lock those values in on a certain frame, then go to the next frame, or any frame we want, and change those values, adding in another keyframe. And Blender will automatically interpolate between those things. And not only can we change things like the position, in this example as well, I'm going to show you how we can change the color in a viewport display. I'm going to show you how we can take just a random modifier and change a property or a value over time. And it's just going to be something that really will introduce you as a beginner to the concept of keyframes in Blender. So let's jump in, and I hope you guys learn something. So one of the easier ways to demonstrate, I think, is with the default cube. So we have a new scene opened in Blender 4.0. Make sure you click and select your default cube, and then come here to timeline. And personally, I like to just left click and drag it up a little bit, just to give us a little bit more real estate. And as you probably already know, this thing here is a little slider. You can drag it, and this shows you where you are along the timeline. By default, Blender has 250 frames along the timeline, and you can change this value, but for now we'll leave these values as they are. And we want to come here, we'll just slide this along, or you can come here to this little thing here and use these tabs, or just manually type in a number, but I prefer just to drag the slider. Okay, so whenever we want to take, for example, so let's press N on our keyboard. Let's go to our item. Wherever we want to take one of these transforms here, whether it's the location, rotation, or scale, okay, we can come here under our transforms and change them, right? And once we've changed some of these things over here, the different transforms, we can also come over here in the viewport and go Alt-R, Alt-G, and Alt-S to reset. So Alt-R resets the rotation, Alt-G resets the location, and Alt-S the scale. Okay, so just with that in mind, let's start by coming to frame 10. Okay. And on frame 10, let's say we want to take the current location, rotation, and scale, and we want to go and give all of them the values they currently are. So what you can do is you can press I over here, and then you can go and insert either just only a location.
It's doing the same thing for him. Just I, nothing else. There's no. So what am I? Do I need to have? Hold on, maybe you need to have this closed or something. I don't know. No, it's just choosing to not let me choose what kind of keyframe I want. And do I have an option turned on for that or something? Overlays. Show Gizmo. I don't even know where that would be. It's like, I really don't know what to do. I'm falling into there's no
a rotation or only a scale. But in this case, we want to do all three of them. So we're going to go location, rotation, and scale. And now over here, it's added.
Maybe in the comments there is something that tells me. No, there's literally nothing. There's literally. Keyframes not showing. No, that's not it. Keyframes. Keyframe types. One manual. We recently updated one manual, so let's see. Keyframe types. Visually distinguish get rid of keyframes. Uh-huh. Ventilation. Defines points of curve, all additional parameters. What? I don't. This doesn't help me at all. This does nothing to help me. Insert keyframe. Okay, let's go here. Yeah, I. Object mode menu. Animation. Keyframe. Shortcut I. Okay. Key properties based on the default key challenge user preference. The key says active is used instead of reading the user preferences. Property pressing I or let's me like right mouse button a property and choose user preference menu. I drag enabled holding. What? Wait, do I have? No, this isn't even turned on. So right mouse button. No, that doesn't give me what kind. Pressing and holding I. That doesn't do anything either, no. I just delete that on accident. You know, it's fine. What am I doing wrong? It's keyframe. In the 3D viewport, pressing I will provide key properties based on the default key channel's user preferences. Okay, what's this? Which channel turns your keys out when no keying set is active? Patient, Rotation. Uh-huh. When keying manage game. I did I change something without realizing it? Default keychain. Which channels to insert keys at when no keying set is active? Do I need a keying set or something? What? Insert keys for objects location, rotation, scale, rotation mode. What am I doing wrong? Yeah, object animations. It's used instead. Okay, what does K do? Oh. Wait, what? Is that not? I don't feel like that did what I wanted it to do. Wait, that's... okay. Add R. So wait, I add a rotation and rotation. I feel like I'm not doing something right again. Right, just do this. See, we're going to right. Cheat and see. Move it up to here. I can't rotate this at all. Let's see. It won't let me rotate on the z-axis. Yeah, this literally does nothing. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've done this before, and now it's not working, and I don't know why. Like, he does it right freaking here.
To be. So this is where I want the end point, the end keyframe of my animation to be. So you can make your animation as long as you want. I think about 160 frames is about right for this sort of the speed of this animation. So on frame 160 there, you can see it's also mentioned there, I'm going to, with my empty selected, not my camera, I'm going to hit I.
And selected, not the camera.
And not select location like I did before, but rotation, because we're going to be just rotating that pivot point, not changing its position. So rotation. Then I'm going to go to the first frame, which I could do by clicking and dragging, or shift left arrow will jump you to the first frame, or you can click these little, I don't know what you call that button, jump to end point. You can do that as well. And now that I'm here, I'm going to rotate this along not the tilt axis, which it is by default, but the X axis. Right. So now you can see we are doing that exact move.
How are you doing that? What am I doing differently? What keys is he pressing? What am I doing wrong? Why am I
here? I'm
unable
going to
to
rotate
grasp
this along not the tilt axis, which it is
pressing R. He's
by default, but the X axis.
He selected empty. He pressed R. Press X. Nothing happens. Nothing happens at all. For whatever reason, I can't rotate this. I can freaking move it, but I can't rotate it. And I don't know why. Add a keyframe thing, right? For rotation. There is no rotation. There is no rotation to be had at all. And I don't know why. What am I doing wrong? I'm... Yep, this is what I'm gonna be. This is how my morning's starting. Being able to. I don't know. Getting frustrated. I don't know how to figure it out. Nothing is happening. Nothing wants to work. Like, here's the thing. Wait, hold on. So here's this one, right? No. What the fudge? Why? Why? I was able to do for this one too. Like I did this earlier where I had this. Is this parent to that so that I could rotate this? And nothing's happening. Like, what am I doing wrong? Am I just... Am I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Ugh. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I can't even edit. Oh, but I can do it here. Why? Freaking why? I don't understand this at all. Like, I shouldn't have to go here. Like, see, rotation, nothing happens. Let me try the x-axis. Rotating, nothing happens. But when I go to here, oh, now I can do as much as I want. However, why? Why do I have to take it extra step instead of being able to use a shortcut? I mean, I figured it out, but I don't understand why it's not working the way it's supposed to be. That doesn't make any sense. Like, no one else... You know what? It's fine. We figured it out. We figured out the problem. Now I just need to... It's fine. Who cares? I got what I want. I got the problem fixed. And now I gotta figure out how... Deep breaths. It's Blender. Nothing's ever going to be easy. Nothing's ever going to be simple. I have to remind myself that it's always going to be difficult. It's fine. Get rid of that. All right, you know what? It's fine. Okay, it's fine. I figured it out. Okay, it's fine. Deep breaths. All right. So now we need to make it where this goes up. Okay. Now I need to get the camera to rotate. Do I do that with... So I don't... So I'd have to add another keyframe, right? Okay, and then we're going to go here, so that way when it's at the end... rotate on... Nope. Y, no. Z-axis, yeah, alright. Here, maybe? At the K for the rotation, maybe? No? How am I supposed... Okay, now I got... Okay, I can get it to move. I know how to rotate it. How am I going to get it to rotate while moving? Maybe I just edit this as well, and it'll do that when we get there. I take this out. Okay, maybe I need to have it. Okay, maybe I need to do both moving and. Okay, I see. As you can see, move it up. Have it where it's rotating along this way. It's like right there. Hold on, like right here. Why did it reset the keyframe? Oh my god. Why are you not working the way you're supposed to? Why are you behaving... Okay. Why is it behaving differently for me? What am I doing differently? Raise it up. Right? Like, that's a good height, right? And now we're going to rotate it. Full 360 degrees. And then we're going to insert a keyframe. So now... Oh, yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. Look at that. That's perfect. Oh my god, we're finally getting there. Finally getting there. Oh. Let's play that back again. Oh my god, it looks so good. Oh my god. It's not perfectly centered. It's not perfectly centered. That's the problem. I want it centered as it's going up the tower. And I want the camera perfectly centered as well. So hold on, let's see. Camera should be moving. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, it's good enough. All right. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Gotta rub. It's fine. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Give it together. Give it together. Give it together. All right. Let's see. Let's see. The first camera goes from way out in and comes in. Where's the other camera? Where's the tower camera? Hold on. I want to see there. Cameras. See, we got this keyframe here. Then we go to the climbing tower camera. Down we go. Where's it? View. Camera. Let this keep playing, right? Yes, it goes at 100. All right. So for that tower camera, adjust the keyframes a bit to give it some more room. Frame 80. It's fine. View the camera, please, that I have selected. Probably have it getting closer, honestly. Move it over a bit to the right, please. That tower is centered. Alright. Then I want it a bit closer. Actually, no, because it's going to fade to black. That's right. In fact, hold on. We can actually do this. Put you all the way at frame 90. And then it transitions to the camera on frame 100. Right. So this one. Then 10 frames after goes, ooh, it's climbing the tower. Who's at the top of it? Us, yes. And then finally, hold on, let's see. Got this one. We're gonna have it. This is where a track would come in handy, so we're gonna get rid of this camera now. No, not that. No. Alright, we're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna get rid of that, so we don't need it anymore. Get rid of that. Save right now. So got a lot of work done. Alright. Now I need a camera where it's. How are we gonna do this? Let's go back to this tutorial. Hold on, not this one. We don't need that one anymore. We don't need that one anymore. We don't need that anymore. Let's see. camera clipping distance, enemy camera movements, speed, real time camera information.
Of the curve is very important. To display the curve direction, go to Viewport Overlays menu and enable the normals. We can also go to the frame where the character appears from the corner. We want the camera to start following the path from this frame.
So we're going to get the camera to stay focused on a point while
It's
it's
frame
going around the
300.
curve.
Enable the fixed position option. With the offset factor value is set to 0, add a keyframe at frame 300. Then go to the frame 600. Set the offset factor value to all the way up to 1 and add another keyframe. As you can see, the camera doesn't move until the character appears on the corner. Then it starts following the path, but it still doesn't track to the character. We need to add another constraint.
That's what I want.
Let's add track to constraint. Choose the target object as armature.
Ah, okay.
Choose the head bone as subtarget. Track axis will be negative z-axis, and up axis will be y-axis. Let's play the animation again. As you can see, while the camera follows along the path, it also tracks to the character.
Okay, that's what I want.
Now let's switch to camera view. Press numpad 0 to switch to camera view. As you can see, we switched to the first camera view because the first camera is set as active camera in the scene. We need to set the second camera as active camera. To do that, select the second camera, right-click, and set active camera. Now we are watching the scene from the second camera view.
Okay.
Let's set the focal length and viewport opacity values for the second camera.
Okay.
We can also switch the active.
So I need to rewind a bit. Well, camera follow path constraints.
We can also have the camera follow a curve. We will use camera constraints for this. First of all, let's add a curve. Go to Add Menu, Curve, and Add Path. Press numpad 7 to switch to top view. Rotate the path 90 degrees. Press.
All right. So we're gonna want a path starting here. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Shift A. Ugh. Path. It's numpad 0. Then rotate it. Yeah, what do I hit to rotate 90 degrees?
Curve. Go to Add Menu, Curve, and Add Path. Press numpad 7 to switch to top view. Rotate the path 90 degrees. Press Tab key.
Okay. R. Just type in 90. Nah. That didn't rotate it all. Alright. For whatever reason, that didn't rotate it. Why is it not? Okay, something's definitely wrong with my thing right now, because it should be rotating, but it's not. And now I'm certain that something is not working the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, look at this. When I do this, on the right, I see the values for the location changing. When I hit the value for the rotation, nothing happens. And then I have to go over here manually to do that. Like, why? Okay, I definitely have something on that's preventing me from rotating stuff in object mode. In the layout. And I have to go over to the transform tab in order to do that, and I don't know why. I'll have to figure out or find someone who can help explain to me why that would be happening. Because now I understand why I was having so much trouble. But I don't understand why it's like that in the first place, which is honestly upsetting. You know, whatever, who cares? Oh, now it's not. What? What? Oh, because. Oh, I see. It's it's a simple line, so there's nothing for it to rotate. All right. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is life. So, yeah, okay, so we want that to be like 90 degrees. Want it a bit off to the side of Arceus. So like right layer. Trying to think, hold on, because I want the camera to like start here, starts behind him. Yeah, I want it to be a bit head level. So, we can just adjust this as well. Along. Sorry, yeah, it's fine. Relax. Okay, so now we need to go to edit mode. It's like this point here. Then we're just gonna E to extrude along the y-axis. E to extrude along the y-axis. So it's in front of him like this. Alright, got that. Okay.
To switch to edit mode, select this control point, hit the E key, and extrude. You can edit the curve as you wish. The direction of the curve is very important. To display the curve direction, go to Viewport Overlays menu and enable the normals.
Go to Viewport. What? Go where?
Curve is very important. To display the curve direction, go to Viewport.
I see. Go to this thing. And then enable normals. I don't see it anywhere. Wonderful. No, that's nice. Mine's different from his.
Overlays menu.
Overlays, Viewport overlays. All the way at the bottom, curve edit mode. No, there's no option for that. Great. So I have no idea if this path is facing the right way or not. That is delightful. There's no way for me to tell. Is he in edit mode still? Yes, he is.
And enable the normals. We can also increase the size of the normals. As you can see, the black arrows point the opposite direction of the curve. We need to change the direction.
Why is nothing ever simple? Why is it not working the way for me? It's fine. It's not really fine, but you know what? What am I gonna do? Problem solve and figure it out. Or maybe I have to do it over here. No? leaps and bounds, but why? Why is it doing this? Stability? No, there's nothing I can do to make this appear. Tell me which way. Wait, what was this? Data? Let's see. What about here? No, there's nothing to tell me which way it's facing. I have no idea what to do. Because there's nothing that lets me... Maybe, hold on, maybe I need to go back to... Let's go to object mode. Select this. Just like that. No. Face orientation? No. Why? Damn, didn't know that you was streaming for this long. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna stream until I have to get ready to leave for work, which is gonna be for another 2 hours. So, okay, it's fine. Fudge. How am I gonna? Display mode? Nope. What about here? No. I really cannot figure this stuff out today. This is... Everything... It's not working the way it's supposed to. You know, it's whatever. I mean, it's not whatever, but it's really frustrating. But you know what? What am I going to do about it? Objects, light, motion pass, smash, origins, geometry. No. Base rotation, no. Viewer node, text, no. Motion tracking, camera path, no. Marker names, no. Wow, this is no option for it. This is delightful. What? It's because they updated it or something. It's fine. Okay, deep breaths. Oh, okay. Size. Objects. Viewport display. Okay, I'll just open another. Sleep.
Go to Segments menu and switch direction.
What? Do I even have that? No, I don't. I don't even have that. Why am I just missing out completely on certain features? Like, what the hell? Like, he's on a different version than me, but like,
We can also have the camera follow a curve. We will use camera constraints for this. First of all, let's add a curve. Go to Add Menu, Curve, and Add Path. Press numpad 7 to switch to top view. Rotate the path 90 degrees. Press Tab key to switch to edit mode. Select this control point, hit the E key, and extrude. You can edit the curve as you wish.
okay, got it. Edit mode. All segments. Okay, well, I can. Oh, there we go. It's in a different spot from where he has it. Okay. Woman, I woke up and chose violence. Jesse, I woke up and chose Blender. That's basically the same thing. My version of violence is Blender. All right, segments, switch direction. There we go. All right, we're figuring things out again. All right. All right, now
The direction of the curve is very important. To display the curve direction, go to Viewport Overlays menu and enable the normals. We can also increase the size of the normals. As you can see, the black arrows point the opposite direction of the curve. We need to change the direction. Go to Segments menu and switch direction. Press Tab key to switch to object mode again. Move up the curve on the Z-axis little bit. Let's go to Add Menu and add a camera.
all right, we're adding camera again. All right. All right. Shift A for camera. Excuse me. There's no bits. This is the Arceus cam.
Firstly, we need to clear camera rotation. To do that, press Alt-R. With the camera is
Alt-R, okay. Alt-R. That just enabled my... What? Why? Okay, well, I can't do that in Blender, because that's just going to open that. That's... Because I didn't have this enabled. You know what? That's fine. Let's just ignore that part.
selected. Go to Object Constraint tab and add Follow Path Constraint.
All right, follow path constraints. Okay.
Select the path as target object. In this
Okay. What? Why is it so far away? Bro. Mother of pearl.
case, the camera will snap to start point of the path.
Based because I didn't clear the rotation on it. Yeah, let's do that. Make sure that this has Alt-R. It doesn't... Guess I'll do it manually. Because you know what? Why wouldn't I? Clear the rotation. All right. Now for the constraint, we're gonna add this. All right. I mean, it didn't do anything because it's still just.
Enable the follow curve option. Now we need to determine forward and up axis for the camera. Go to
Follow curve. All right. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Except no, because it's like, what? Why is it doing this? Why is it doing that? Why are you being nerfed today, Blender? Why are you choosing to make my life as difficult as possible? Like, I really don't appreciate it. 'Cause I feel like I struggle enough with this just to do a simple passion project, and much less a full-on, like, super fancy, special, whatever. But no, we're gonna make you work as much as possible for something that is really basic and not that fancy, but you know, we're gonna make you work for it anyway, because why not?
Object Properties tab, scroll down to Viewport Display section, and enable constraint.
Alright, it's fine.
Select the path as target object. In this case, the camera will snap to start point of the path. Enable the follow curve option. Now we need to determine forward and up axis for the camera. Go to Object Properties tab, scroll down to Viewport Display section, and enable the axis option. So we can see the local axis of the camera. Go to Constraint Jet Constraint tab and add Follow Path Constraint.
Tuned out. Hold on.
Select the path as target object. In this case, the camera
Axis, what? Yeah, it's okay.
will snap to start point of the path. Enable the follow curve option. Now we need to determine forward and up axis for the camera. Go to Object Properties tab, scroll down to Viewport Display section, and enable the axis option. So
Go to camera, go to object, go to viewport display, and enable the axis. Okay.
we can see the local axis of the camera. Go to Constraint tab again. In order to follow the curve, the camera forward axis should be negative Z and up axis should be positive Y.
Okay. Let's go back to the constraints. This should be negative Z and positive Y. All right, perfect.
There we go. Press S key and scale up the camera a little bit in the viewport. When we play the animation, the camera won't follow the path. We need to animate the path. To do that, click on the Animate the Path button. Play the animation again.
Alright, so now we gotta animate the path, alright. So like frame 200. Okay, okay, I see what's going on. Alright, so well, we'll figure this out. And to follow the path, alright.
Press numpad 0 to switch to camera view. Go to Camera Properties tab, set the focal length value to 25. Increase the opacity of dark area. Let's play the animation. We We can adjust the speed of camera animation. Select the path, go to Curve Properties tab, and go to Path Animation section. Increase the frames value. The higher this value, the slower animation will be.
Oh, I see. All right. Hold on, I just passed some noise. Camera path follow speed. Right.
We can adjust the speed of camera animation. Select the path, go to Curve Properties tab, and go to Path Animation section. Increase the frames value. The higher
All right. Go to the path. Path animation. Let's try 300 frames. Also, I want it where it starts. Hold on, I'll figure it out. It's fine, I'll figure this out. Okay. Well, I get it where this starts at a certain frame. What? So when it's on frame 200, that's where it'll be? Yeah, okay. That's not what I want, though. Hold on. Yeah, it's fine.
this value, the slower animation will be. We can also animate the camera along a path in variable speeds. Select the camera, go to Constraint tab, and enable the Fixed Position option. If offset factor is set to 0, the camera will be at start point. If we slide the offset factor all the way up to 1, the camera will move to end point of the path. We can animate the offset factor to give different speeds. At frame 1, click on the small dot next to offset factor. So the keyframe will be added at frame 1. Go to frame 100. Slide the offset.
So if I do that, go to the camera. Where am I going with the camera again? Oh, constraint, right. The offset will be at 200, I think, right? So that's when I want it to start moving. Yeah, okay, there you go, perfect. So now it'll start moving when it gets to frame 200 like I want it to. There, right there. So now... Yeah, there we go. All right. Now we need to animate this part. Hold on. Gonna have to add more frames. We're gonna figure this out. It's fine. 400, like, maybe. Going to save. Just to be safe. All right. Let's see. Play. It's too slow, so we're gonna need to offset. Put that down to 200. I will need to also get this. Hold on. You know, I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. I'll be back. Can't come on. You get up, buddy. You. Okay, I'm back. We are getting there slowly but surely. I don't know who Shirley is, but we're getting there.
Set factor to 0.3. Then insert another keyframe. Go to frame to 100. Set the offset factor to 1 and add another keyframe. Let's play the animation. As you can see, the camera starts moving slowly, then it speeds up. You can also add more keyframes and give variable speeds along the path. We can also edit the path. Select the path, go to edit mode. Select these control points and move up a little bit.
Okay, I see.
We can also tilt the curve. Choose the tilt tool in the left, the animate path. When we play the animation, we can see the camera follows along the path. Now, let's go to the frame where the character appears from the corner. We want the camera to start following the path from this frame. it's frame 300. Enable the fixed position option. With the offset factor value is set to 0, add a keyframe at frame 300. Then go to the frame 600. Set the offset factor value to all the way up to 1 and add another keyframe. As you can see, the camera doesn't move until the character appears on the corner. Then it starts following the path, but it still doesn't track to the character. We need to add another constraint. Let's add track to constraint. Choose the target object as armature. Set the offset factor value to all the way up to 1 and add another keyframe. As you can see, the camera doesn't move until the character appears on the corner. Then it starts following the path, but it still doesn't track to the character. We need to add another constraint. Let's add track to constraint. Choose the target
There we go. All right. Let's try something.
following the path, but it still doesn't track to the character. We need to add another constraint. Let's add track to constraint.
Rewind. That's fine.
Choose the target object as our move until the character appears on the corner. Then it starts following the path, but it still doesn't track to the character. We need to add another constraint. Let's add track to constraint.
Track to constraint. All right.
Choose the target object as our
Let's go to camera. Track to constraints. RCS. Let's do the head. It's camera. Select active object is camera. Awesome. Ooh, I like that. All right, let's see. Let's put it towards the end. I think I need to mess with the constraints a bit. So what's the evaluation time it's supposed to do? Paramedic position. Long length of curve the object's falling. Should be at position is valued by path length. What? Hold on. Time. Oh, I see. Okay. Figure this out. Okay, I need to move all these up. Frame 200. So I need to move the timeline end of this towards 460. Do 480. Oh, hello, Sanderson Nord. Been playing Helldivers 2 now? Cool. Yeah, it's definitely a fun game. Okay. Alright, let's see. Play. Okay. Now we need to adjust the camera. Let's see. Camera properties. We go back to object mode. Data. Change the focal length. Hang on, let's see. No. 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 Just trying to figure out how to do this. Be tracking the head, but I want to show off more of the body. So maybe have where the camera is constrained, just tracking the maybe not the head, but the torso. No. Body. No. Chest. Maybe the neck. No. Neck 4. Yeah, that's a good view, yeah, but I just need to get where it goes out farther, I guess. Captures the entirety of his frame? I don't know. Fudge. Oh, camera work is difficult. It's fine, though. We're gonna figure this out. Forgot how you're supposed to. Forgot how you're supposed to change this again. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're gonna have to Watch another tutorial then. You know, it's fine. Blender, camera.
Make memories with Get Your Guide. Unforgettable travel experiences.
That grimy film on your teeth,
Dr. G?
it's actually the buildup of plaque bacteria, which can cause cavities.
Most tooth value to a giant number. And the same thing works for the start clip. So if I just zoom really close, if I zoom in here, you can see that we're kind of cutting through this tree. But if I turn the clip start down and make it even smaller, then you're able to see closer to the camera. All right, and then the last thing that I'm going to show you is how to add a depth of don't want it. So I usually don't use this setting, but you could totally use it if you want to. I'm going to press N to open up this, and then I'm going to click on camera to view to turn that off, and then I can press N to close that panel, because I like to click with my middle mouse wheel, and that will just bring you out of the camera. So if you're in the camera view, you can click with your middle mouse wheel and just drag, and that's just your view. It's going to do the same thing as the Control Alt numpad 0. Now if you want to change the resolution or the aspect ratio of the camera, then you're going to go right over here to the output properties, and then you can change the resolution right here. So if you wanted it to be like a square image, then you would just need to change the X and Y to the exact same value. So maybe 1920 by 1920, or you could like bring this in, and then that would be more like a portrait, or you could bring this way out to be more like a landscape. You can also look up different video resolutions online if you want to change it to a specific resolution. But a very standard resolution is 1920 by 1080, and then this percentage is just going to be 100% of the 1920 by 1080. Now the camera itself also has a bunch of different settings in the object data properties. So if you select the camera, you can see that this is going to appear, and this is the object data properties. So you can click on this, and then you have a bunch of different camera settings. So I'm just going to show you the main ones that you're probably going to use. So I'm first going to open up the viewport display, and then I'm going to go right down here and open up the composition guide. So these composition guides are really cool. Like maybe you're setting up a specific scene, and maybe you want this mushroom right here to be in the rule of thirds. You can use these composition guides. So for instance, I could click on the thirds right there, and then it's going to add the grid there, but that grid isn't going to show up in the render. It's just a view for you to kind of see the rule of thirds. Or you could also click on the center there, and then that's going to have two dotted lines in the center just to show exactly where the center is. So if you wanted this mushroom to be in the very center, you could use those guides. And they also have a bunch of different ones here. You can see they have a bunch of them. I don't really use these that much. I really just use the center and the rule of thirds. Now Blender also has this Passepartout setting, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And so if you turn this on, then it's going to make everything outside of the camera or everything around the camera a darker color. And so you can change the transparency. So I will often use this if I'm doing something like an animation and I don't want to see up to 1. So let's close the viewport display, and you can also open up the lens settings right here. So you can actually change the camera's lens. So the default one is perspective, and that's what you're going to use for most things. And then you also have a focal length, so you can actually change the focal perspective. So if you're navigating around in Blender and you press 1 on the numpad for front view, or 3 for side view, or 7 for top view, that is putting you into the orthographic.
Okay, I think I just need to get the camera out further. Right, so that worked. Let's try moving the track a bit. Still in the camera view? Hold on. I need to get this off to the side of it. I wanted this camera, dang it. Alright. Ooh, I like that shot way more, actually. We need to move this off to the side of it. Yeah, like that. Light it again. Yeah, I like that. This way a bit. 200. Alright, yeah, that's good enough. I think it's good. Alright. Maybe. Hold on, let's see. Let's see. Joint areas. Switch to view to cameras. We have to go out a bit further. Capture the entirety of his frame. Let's try that. Good enough. Alright. It's fine. So now I need to
Mature.
switch cameras during the animation.
Choose the head bone as subtarget. Track axis will be negative z-axis, and up axis will be y-axis. Let's play the animation again. As you can see, while the camera follows along the path, it also tracked the character. Now let's switch to camera view. Press numpad 0 to switch to camera view. As you can see, we switched to the first camera view because the first camera is set as active camera in the scene. We need to set the second camera as active camera. To do that, select the second camera, right-click, and set active camera. Now we are watching the scene from the second camera view. We can also switch the active camera during the animation. To do this, go to the first frame.
Do that. All the way to the first frame.
In the timeline editor, go to marker menu and add marker. Then
editor, yeah. So you add a marker?
We can also switch the active camera during the animation. To do this, go to the first frame. In the timeline editor, go to Marker menu and add marker. Then select the first camera, go to Marker menu, and bind camera to markers.
Okay. I'm gonna add marker. So wait, how do I add marker?
We can also switch the active camera during the animation. To do this, go to the first frame. In the timeline editor, go to
I see. Marker, add marker. All right.
Marker menu and add marker. Then select the first camera, go to Marker menu, and bind camera to markers.
Okay. Marker, and then bind camera to markers. All right. That one, right. You active object camera, okay. Go to the climbing tower camera. So frame 100. Got a marker. And then we bind this marker to that camera. That camera to this marker, right? Yeah. All the way up to here. Then at frame 200. We add a marker again. Then we bind this camera to that marker. All right. We play. Nice. So I'm noticing the camera just comes to a complete stop. I want it to like slow down to a stop. Hold on. Camera constraints.
Introducing No Man's Sky Orbital.
Speed up and slow down at the end because keyframe interpolation type is set to Bezier by defaultly. Let's switch the timeline editor to Graph Editor. Press Ctrl Spacebar to display full screen of Graph Editor window. We can display all animation curves in this editor. Let's select the Y location curve. As you can see, this curve is a Bezier curve, not a linear curve. We need to change into the curve to linear for fixed speed. Select the first keyframe, press T key, and set the keyframe interpolation to linear. That's it. Press Ctrl Spacebar again and play the animation. As you can see, the camera is moving on the Y-axis at fixed speed now.
Right. Okay, so each. Wait, what do I need to do? Graph editor, right? You know what? I can't find this. I don't know how. It's whatever. I don't care. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I got this far. I'm happy. I can always just keep this and then just do it later. All right. Let's see. Let me see. So, is there anything else I need to do? Was there anything else I wanted to do? Oh yeah, I want to see if it's supposed to have like fog or clouds. Maybe not clouds. Well, let's see.
Let's create clouds in Blender. Start by adding a mesa ball and duplicating them to create the shape of a cloud. With your object selected, press Ctrl A and select Visual Geometry to mesh. Then add in a volume empty and select it in the outliner. Give it a mesh to volume modifier and select your object. Now hide your mesa balls from the viewport and render display in the outliner. Typically, a higher voxel amount is better. Also give it a volume displacement modifier and press New. Go to the texture properties and change the type to clouds. Play around with the texture properties as well as the modifier values to achieve your...
It's very fog. Let's see. Okay, maybe keep it simple. Keep it simple. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. Getting. Change this to this. It's gonna chug for a bit. That's normal. Oh, that's pretty cool. We got this. All right, let's get to the end frame. Do that. We'll hit render image. I really should capture the entirety of his frame, like his feet. just do that by just adjusting it to go down a bit. Nope. Let's try the cam. Nope. Maybe changing what it's looking at. Maybe instead of neck 4, we go neck 3. Alright, what about neck 2? Let's see where. Oh, let's see. Go back to this. Oh, that's perfect. Save that for. Hold that for. Do that. Hit render. Yeah, I like that way more. Save as. Okay. Save this. So, let's see if I can adjust this right now. Where did it go? Gosh darn it. There again. I need to figure out where it went. Let's see. Can I move this to somewhere else? Move this to pictures. Blend files. Okay, it's in blend files. Hold on. Cancel that. There it is. Bigger than 2 megabytes. Oh, fine. Let's see. Right. Let's try that. Perfect. Alright, save that. Alright, is there anything else I wanted to do? Got an hour and a half before I have to get ready for work. Oh, God. Okay. So any game I want to play right now. I must be just hungry right now. Let's see. Not really. I don't have much energy. I'll just end it here. Call it. I think it's good. All right. Thank you to everyone who dropped by and said hi. Thank you for giving your time today. Thank you for anyone who offered their help and suggestions. I really appreciate it. Hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you all later.